and move just into a comfortable stance to start. My feet, I would say, are a little bit wider than hips distance apart. I am on the mat because that feels good. You can be onto just the floor if you'd like that as well. So from here, let's go ahead and circle the arms up towards the ceiling, enjoying a nice big stretch. And then exhale, press it all out. And then again up. I'm going to start to maybe bend a little bit with my knees, as though I'm kind of working again into a larger movement with my whole body. Last two like this. Almost there, last one. Reach it up nice and tall. Now bring those hands to prayer pose in front of you and start to bend at your knees. And just see how low you can go. So maybe, yep, I saw it, maybe a little bit of a wider stance if you need to. Careful of your knees. Now maybe this is where you want to stay. Just a little up and a little down. A little up and a little down. Maybe you start to go a little lower, a little up and a little down, right? So we're widening the base of your pelvis. And then in order to get yourself up, I want you to push through your feet, lift those layers of abdominals, and feel like you're scooping yourself almost from your bottom back up. Almost there. Let's do 4. Wherever you're at, pushing down through your heels. 3. I feel my quads. I feel my glutes. I feel my knees. Not in a painful way though, right? Everything's working. Press it all the way back up. Take a nice big stretch. And soften. Again, inhale, lifting it up. Exhale, gently start to bend, and this time maybe we can go a little deeper wherever you're at, and I'm going to push into my knees with my elbows. Wherever you're at, maybe you set your forearms onto your thighs. That's okay too, right? Just a little bit of rocking right to left as we continue to open the base of our pelvis. Ooh, just a little right to left. Relax the shoulders, stretch the adductors. Just one more breath here. Then the hands are going to come down onto the mat. And you're going to stand into those arms as you press the legs straight. Heel-toe your feet together into a parallel-like position. And then gently start to pedal your legs. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me just a little bit better. So just a little bit of bending and extending through the knees so that you feel the back of your legs start to open up. We're going to move right back into that twist. So the right hand's going to come down onto the mat. From here, you're going to start to stretch that left arm up towards the ceiling. I have bent my right knee, and I'm pulling up through my left hamstring. Close it off. Left hand comes down. Right leg starts to stretch. Oh, does anybody feel this in the outside of their hips? Which feels really good. Opening it up. Back and forth. You can take an inhale as you stretch. And exhale. Let's do once more each way. Opening that up. My hamstrings are starting to stretch, which feels really good outside of my hips. Slowly start to stand into those legs. Roll yourself all the way back up. Rolling those shoulders back and down. All right. I'm going to turn back towards you as we move into some wider squat work. So now I am in a wide second position. Maybe a little bit of that external rotation. And I'm going to start to lunge left to right. So it's the same bend, it's the same feeling of sitting back and down. I'm just now in this wider stance. Right? Those hands can come to prayer pose. The hands can come onto your hips. If you need to, you can push into those thighs. Maybe it just offers a little bit of support as you try to, again, get yourself back up. We're going to start to go a little deeper and deeper each time. A little bit of balance work here. Ooh, start to press yourself back up. So how low can you go? That's interesting. I could go a lot lower on my right side, right? So I could go down. It is quite hard to get myself back up as I shift. Again, I can go down. Ooh, this side is so much weaker. Let's see if I can get back up. Ooh. Again, just a few more here. Where is your range of motion today? Now, I know that I could really go low if I have a little support on the ground, and that's okay. So if you want to bring those hands down to help you come a little lower, sinking, here's the hamstrings and our hip stretches again, right? Let's do last one each. Wherever you're at, working on that sense of lift. Woo. Man, I gotta work on this left side. Feel it. Lift all the way back up. Hands are gonna come down onto the mat. Again, just a little bend and extend. I am still in this wide second position. I'm trying to keep the head, neck, and chest quiet as I stretch my hips. Almost there, last one. Pressing that back up. Walk those feet back underneath you. And then last, roll up all the way back up. Whew, release those shoulders back and down. All right, we've got to come back down onto the mat. What better way than working on our plank? So come to one end of your mat. So as we move into our plank next, I want us to think of our legs again. Connecting zipping up that really long parka up into our core, right? So that even as we go out and away, we're still drawing in to our center. So maybe a little bit of a bend as you circle those arms up towards the ceiling. Hook thumb as you lift up and over. Try pulling those legs up, up, up. As the hands find the mat, maybe a little bend to the knees, that's okay. And then walk it out for 4, 3, 2, 1. You are in a moment of plank, right? Where you feel like your legs are super active. You're lifting through the layers of abdominals. Shoulders are rolled back and down, and you're looking at the top of your mat. Careful you do not drop your head, right? Anytime here you can come to kneeling. That's totally fine. We're going to lift the layers and walk it back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll yourself up. Lift. Hook opposite thumbs and lift up and over. We're going to start to flow. All the while as we work, we're connecting to our core. Pushing up and back. Lift. You're articulating with control. Lifting up and over as you flow. Walk it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Shoulders are set back and down. Lift the layers of abdominals. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pouring yourself one vertebra at a time. Massage your spine. Lift up and over. Last one here, guys. Walking it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand into that strong plank. Let's start to bend at the knees. Tap and press. Tap and press. Tap and press. Looking at the top of your mat, set those shoulders back and down. We have suddenly moved into arms, right? A lot of arm support here. Connect your shoulders to your core. Almost there. 3, my feet are sliding. 2, stand into those legs. Last one, bend it down and soften. Hold. Take a child's pose if that feels good for you. Maybe a moment to quiet the heart. Ooh. Slowly start to stack yourself all the way back up. Ooh. Nice job. All right, let's move into a little bit of prone work all the way down now as we open our chest and extend through that upper body. All the way down onto your bellies. Real quick here, guys. Think of your low back in this exercise. Careful, again, that you don't compress it, but that you keep it nice and long and lengthen the eyes of your hip crease, right? So we're actually opening the front of our hips. We're not pinching our low back. So from here, let's start by reaching those arms in front of us. Strong, straight arms. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the head, neck, and chest just a little bit, as though you're looking kind of not quite to the top of your mat, just a little bit in front of you, on the mat though, right? So careful you don't droop that head down. With the legs active, so they're reaching towards the far side of the room, you've plugged the shoulders back and down, you're lifting the layers of abdominals, your body is awake, it's turned on, the whole thing is working, and start to just lift your right arm up off the mat, and then place it back down. Woof, and then the left. We're going to start to work on this diagonal sling just a little bit. Or sometimes, as I like to picture it, like X marks the spot on your body, right? So it's how is your right hand connected to your left foot, and how is the left hand connected to your right foot? All the while, guys, I'm pulling in and up through my waist because I want to be really careful of that low back. So I have to think of the articulation coming from my thoracic spine, not my waist. Last one left. And then bring it back down. We're going to float that right arm up. Look at your right thumb. You're going to draw the horizon line, and we're opening and twisting just like we started in that flex spine. Now we're in an extended spine. Back through center, hand comes down. You are still lifting. Left hand. Look at your thumb as it draws the horizon line. You're opening your left collarbone, back and down, and then back through center. Woo. All the while, you are lifting through the heart. That thoracic spine is extending. You're lifting through the abdominals. Woo. This is like a slow burn, right? I'm not giving you a break here, guys. We're still up. We haven't stopped yet. That extension, all those extension muscles are working, keeping the body lifted. Last one. Almost there. We're reaching it. Back through center and soften all the way down. All right, so we're going to move next into a little bit of a shoulder stretch. So at this time, if you cannot interlace your fingertips at the small of your back, go ahead and grab a TheraBand or a towel. Whichever one helps you open your shoulders without hyperextending or opening too much, right? So keep it in a safe range. We're going to draw those legs tight together. The hands are going to come behind into the small of your back, and you're going to interlace your fingers. So this is where if you cannot reach the hands behind you, you can grab a TheraBand or a towel. You're going to listen to the mat with your left ear. Your legs are going to be strong and straight. You're going to kick your bottom. You're going to point through the feet once. Then you're going to kick while flexing through the feet twice. Now, as you extend the legs, we're going to come back to that extension. You're going to lift the head, neck, chest, wrap those shoulders back and down, open the line of your chest, lift through the legs. Your whole body is extended. Softening it back and down, you're going to listen with your right ear. Then you're going to point, flex, reach, and lift. Right? It has a rhythm. Soften it back and down. Point, flex, reach, and lift. Woo! Picking it up. Soften it back and down. Point, flex, reach, and lift. Can we do once more each way? Softening it. Point, flex, reach, and lift. I'm trying to wrap my shoulders back and down. Point, flex, reach, lift, lift, lift. Almost there, and soften. Woo! All the way down. All right, we're going to kind of move one more extension. Combination is we're going to come back to our plank. You ready, guys? We're going to find our athletic push-up. So we're going to move from that extension moment into a push-up. What I'd like us to do is start to reach to the legs. Start to lift up the legs for just a moment. Don't lose your abs. Pull those abs in and up. Start to float the hands off the mat for just a moment. Do you feel the back of your shoulders engage again, right? Now start to lift that head, neck, and chest. You are back into a full body extension. Do you feel those legs turn on? Mine are working. Now you're going to flex through the feet. Bring the hands down onto the mat beside your shoulders. Lift through the abs. Push up into a full plank. Right? So standing into your arms and legs. With control, you start to bend and lower yourself back down. Extension. Hands. Press. Lift through those abs. Woo. That left side's a little slow. All right, slow and controlled. Lower and lift. Get the right and the left side of your body to work both in an extension and a prone push-up. Woo. Let's do twice more. Standing into those arms. You're lifting with the abs. Yet again, we're coming back to our core. Almost there, last one. Then you guessed it. Start to pipe the hips up, lift the layers of abdominals, walk it back. 2, 3, 4, round through the spine, slowly start to stack yourself all the way back up. Big circle, and let it breathe. Woo, rolling those shoulders back and down. Nice job. All right, so last but not least, let's go ahead and come back to one more series of squat, finish with a little bit of stretching back down onto the mat. So I'm going to come back to that wide stance, and this time I'm going to add a little bit of movement with my arms. Right, so now as I rock right to left, I'm going to start to add a twist. Add a twist. So it's like I'm stirring a really big pot. I feel that diagonal sling again. I'm reaching my right hand away to open up my back. So it's like from the shoulder to the hip. And then I switch. Shoulder to the opposite hip. Let's start to add a little bit of a twist. So here we're coming down into that squat. sinking the hips back, stretching the chest open. So again, maybe a little bit, how low can you go? How low are you comfortable with? Almost there. Last 4. Opening up through the chest. 3. Give me 2. Finishing that last one, you're on. We're all going to turn towards the left. My left foot is in front. My right foot is back. Hands are going to come beside you as you reach forward into a long lunge. Pull it back into a pike hamstring stretch. Forward into that low lunge. Pull it back. Sinking the heels. Try to focus on the fact you're pulling your femur bone back. So get your left hip back away from your left heel. Don't just open your pelvis towards me, but feel like your pelvis is square towards your shoulders, towards the front of your mat. Last one. Woo! So from here, we're going to spiral back through center. Let's go all the way over towards the right, sinking that left heel. We go back to the forward lunge and pull it back. And lunge and pull it back. And lunge. Pull it back, almost there. Let's do twice more. Melt your shoulders, lift with the abdominals. Try not to hold this exercise in your traps. All the way back into that lunge. Let's carefully set the knee back underneath us and spiral that right leg back underneath us. Moving through just a few cat-cows, continuing to massage our spine. Maybe taking a moment to quiet your heart rate. Inhale. And exhale. Think of your cat-cow not just between the shoulders and the pelvis, but from the top of your head to your heels. I'm going to start to roll a little bit right to left as I move through that extension and flexion. I'm going to reverse that direction, over to the left, up and over to the right. Last one. Wherever you're at, carefully bring that back through center and shift your weight back onto your heels, slowly stacking yourself up. Whew. And breathe.